Madam Ambassador, secretaries, ministers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Athens. And it is indeed a great pleasure to address this amazing gathering. And frankly, I cannot think of a better time and I cannot think of a better place to hold this summit. PTEC is an opportunity, a great opportunity to further strengthen the transatlantic alliance in the field of energy. The United States, Mr. Secretary, is a major energy exporter. Europe is a major energy importer. So the scope of this cooperation is extensive. And the deals that have been signed and will be signed over these 2 days indicate that there is significant substance behind this partnership that we're currently building. But I should point out that this is not just a partnership based on commercial transactions. I think it is also an enduring bond based on a similar set of strategic objectives. We both, Greece and the United States, have a primary responsibility as governments to deliver affordable energy to our citizens and our businesses. We both want to secure energy sources and critical raw materials that are free from geopolitical baggage. We want vibrant industries, we want fair competition, we want to unleash innovation, we want to develop new technologies, and of course, we do want to reduce emissions, each in our own ways. And over the past 6 years, my country has chartered its own course when it comes to energy. At the beginning of my first term, in 2019, we made a strategic decision, sorry about that, Doug, to shift away from lignite, which used to provide 60% of our electricity. This was not just driven by environmental concerns, it was driven by economics. In our case, lignite was simply too expensive for us. Instead, we did invest in renewables, taking advantage of our superior solar and wind resources. And as anyone who has been on a Greek island in the Aegean knows, the Greek wind is a powerful force that we are harnessing for good purposes. And as a result of these investments, renewables now meet more than 50% of our electricity needs. And for the first time, and I really want to highlight this point, in 2024, Greece became a net electricity exporter. Think of how important this is. Just in 2023, we spent 575 million euros importing electricity. Last year, we earned 122 million euros by exporting it. In other words, in just 1 year, we witnessed a shift of 700 million euros, generating electricity from our own resources to lower costs and improve our trade balance. Meanwhile, we also invested heavily in natural gas to ensure that we have and will have for the foreseeable future predictable baseload power. We have already commissioned 2 ultra-modern gas plants. 1 more is under construction. Several more are being planned. And these days, these gas plants provide the flexibility needed not just for Greece, but for the entire region of Southeast Europe. And of course, we're also investing in our grids. Again, when we came into office in 2019, Greece was roughly investing 400 million euros in our electricity grids. Last year, this number reached 1.5 billion euros. This has improved resilience and has also promoted better energy usage through digitization. And we are midway through a generational 6 billion euro project to connect all our islands to the mainland grid. And this makes so much sense to us, economically, environmentally, in terms of reliability. Our largest island, Crete, my home island, has just been interconnected to the grid. This is saving us a lot of money. And as we are developing our grids, we're also strengthening storage with batteries, with pumped hydro, in order to develop the maximum flexibility possible. And of course, we also want to be on the front line of exploring new technologies, especially carbon capture and storage and hydrogen. And of course, given the fact that we are a stable provider of low-cost energy, we are also attracting significant interest in investments in data centers, enabled again by a strong and predictable energy offering. So this is a multi-layered transformation that explores all opportunities. And since coming into office, and especially since 2022, we have supercharged our exploration program for hydrocarbons. And we were incredibly pleased, and I would like to personally congratulate our Minister for Energy and the Environment, Mr. Stavros Papastavrou, for the great work he has put in reaching this agreement. We're very happy that we have signed the agreement between ExxonMobil, Hellenic Energy and Energean. Why is this important? We are on track to have the first exploration well drilled in Greece in 40 years. We are doing the sensible thing. We're exploring our own areas because we know that Europe will need natural gas for many, many years to come. After all, we have made a strategic bet on natural gas. And step by step, we have built a web of assets to strengthen not just Greek, but regional gas security. Just think of what has happened over the past years. It was very nicely portrayed on this beautiful digital map we saw a few minutes ago. We have inaugurated the transatlantic pipeline, the interconnector between Greece and Bulgaria, which provided Bulgaria with critical gas supply during a very, very difficult time for the country. The FSRU in Alexandroupolis, just a few days ago, we commenced operations on a major compressor station in Komotini to boost our export capacity. So we have become a provider of energy security for the entire southeastern European region. And as a result of all these investments, which we're now in the process of amortizing, we have become a major transit country for natural gas. If you look at the numbers 5-6 years ago, in 2020, we were merely a destination for gas. We were just a sort of a footnote on the energy, in the energy corner of Europe. At the time, we were simply importing 6 BCM of gas. We were exporting almost nothing. Gas was coming in to cover our own primarily electricity generation needs. If you look at 2024, we witness a completely different picture. Inflows exceeded 17 billion cubic meters. Outflows reached nearly 11 billion cubic meters. In other words, most of the gas that now comes into Greece does not stay in Greece. It is sent to third countries. And we will continue to invest in our gas infrastructure to play this important regional role. Hence, the tremendous importance of the vertical gas corridor, and we're very happy that new deals will be announced. It makes just so much sense for the United States to look at Greece as an entry point for American gas to serve the energy needs of an entire region. And I'm very happy that we're making this vision a concrete reality. As you know, we've made a historic decision to phase out Russian gas. And our region, Southeastern Europe, is the last corner of Europe that still imports Russian pipeline gas, but this is not going to continue. So this ban on Russian gas essentially presents a major opportunity to redraw the complete energy map of Southeastern Europe. But let me be clear, and I'm here addressing both secretaries. I think this ban must be enforced. And this is also a message to my European counterparts. We cannot have Russian gas getting into Europe through the back door via Turkey. Otherwise, all these initiatives essentially will be in vain. So we stand absolutely ready to assist in this effort through the vertical corridor with American LNG coming to Greece and then north towards Bulgaria, Romania, Moldova, Ukraine, Hungary, and Slovakia. Let me repeat it, Greece is the natural entry point for US LNG to replace Russian gas in the region. So these are the elements of our energy policy. We are focused on developing our own resources, on building our own infrastructure, and of course on helping our neighbors and playing a leadership role in the Balkans and Southeastern Europe. Let me just conclude with some very brief thoughts on Europe's energy strategy, which is a topic that we recently discussed at the European Council and was also discussed at the level of the ministerial gathering a few days ago. My approach when it comes to the energy transition is very, very clear. We need an energy transition that is cost effective. Today, the number one issue facing our citizens is inflation. So we cannot keep asking our citizens to pay an ever-increasing cost for energy. It is important to focus on those resources and those technologies that are cost competitive, moving at the right time to sectors that are harder to decarbonize, for example, such as shipping. And in this regard, we very much welcome the course correction which we witnessed at the European level, pushing back ETS2 by a year, as well as adding, the obviously required greater flexibility to meet our 2040 targets. These are all very welcome developments. And as we push forward, we must be ruthlessly technologically neutral. We cannot pick winners. It's up to the markets to lead this innovation push forward. We can make strategic bets on technologies where Europe still has a significant competitive advantage, and we should certainly do that. But within Europe, we must also strive to complete the internal energy market. The price disparities that unfortunately we still see across Europe are unjust, but they're also economically wasteful. But most importantly, they are politically unsustainable. So we need to do better to create a true single European market that will benefit all European citizens. And finally, we must put our energy policy within a broader strategic framework, ensuring not just energy security, but employment, social cohesion, security of supply, industrial vibrancy, and strategic autonomy. Now more than ever, energy is essentially intertwined with geopolitics and geoeconomics. And this is why this meeting has been so important, because it translates what is essentially a strategic vision into a business reality. So let me conclude by saying that this meeting is also important in another respect. It symbolizes the enduring bonds between Greece and the United States. And when I look at what has transpired over these past few days, when I see the high-level delegation, Madam Ambassador, the maximum number of American officials ever present in Greece, this is a very impressive start to your presence here in Greece. So all this is evidence that our relationship is getting so much stronger and deeper every year. So we have so much that we can accomplish together. And I'm sure that when we set ambitious targets, we can all work towards achieving them. Let me welcome you again to Athens and wish you all the best in your deliberations. Thank you very much.